Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Sam from Warshaw Entertainment, and in today's video we are going to break down the nitty-gritty on how much a cruise ship musician gets paid. And we'll go through all the numbers and the different positions and what you can expect and the way to make the most out of what you do get paid. Before we get into it, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe or like button, that would be amazing. And share with anybody who's looking to start a career performing on ships. Let's get into it. How much can you expect to get paid working on a cruise ship as a musician? Now, there are a variety of roles on board ships. Everything from you can be in a show band to a cover band, you can be a piano bar entertainer, you can be a guitar soloist. There's a number of spots. So depending on your spot, depends on how much you get paid. Also, your experience is a big factor in how much you get paid as well. So let's start from the bottom and move our way to the top. So entry level, and let me also say, it depends on what cruise line you work for, depends on the starting pay. So let's start from the beginning. Entry level, maybe you're just out of college and this is your first like real professional job. The lowest you can expect to get paid as probably a show band musician is $2,400 a month. On average, I see people start higher than that, $2,600 a month, but like if you have no experience but you can play, you can expect about $2,400 a month. Show band positions, that salary can range, like I said, from $2,400 up to $3,200, $3,300. Now, if you are promoted over time and you move to musical director, you can be in the range of $3,500 to even $4,000 per month. Moving on to another position on board, guitar soloist. That's someone who plays acoustic guitar and sings at the same time. Typically, they start out around $3,400, $3,500 a month. So yeah, and as a guitar soloist, most of the time you have your own cabin, so that's a bonus as well. Let's see, what other positions? Cover band positions. So if you come on board as a band, as a unit, typically starting pay for those spots is about $2,700 to $3,200, just depending on how good the band is, your experience, etc. And last but not least, in terms of musicians and venue musicians, you've got piano bar entertainers. Now, piano bar entertainer is probably the most lucrative spot on board in terms of musicians. Typically, they start anywhere between $3,800 to $4,200, and you know, depending on how much experience you have, again, you could be upwards of $6,000 a month plus tips. Some cruise lines allow you to get tips, and if you're killing it in the piano bar, I mean, we've got guys who really make some good money as a piano bar entertainer. Another position is being in a duo. Duos typically start around $2,800 to $3,200, somewhere in that range. Again, just depends on experience and how good your promo is. Okay, so some of you just heard these numbers and thought, oh gosh, I can't go work as a musician for $2,500 a month and do this full time. That sounds crazy. But here's the thing, working on ships is unique and really there's nothing like it. And if you play your cards right, you can stretch that salary extremely far. So let's break it down real quick. Let's just say you have a situation where you take all your stuff and you put it in a storage unit, okay? You've gotten rid of your apartment, or if you were renting a house, you got rid of the house, you got rid of your car, and essentially because you got rid of the apartment, you've now gotten rid of utilities, okay? So let's just break it down real quick. Let's say you're living in South Florida and you have a one-bedroom apartment for $1,500 a month, okay? You decided, I'm gonna work on ships. Now you've cleared up all that money. That's $1,500 back in your pocket. Utilities, let's say, are another $200, okay? That's now back in your pocket. That's $1,700 a month you're not spending anymore in just normal life. Now let's talk about your car. If you plan on doing ships for a while, I would suggest, if you don't have a paid off car, I would suggest selling your car. let's say your payment is $500 a month. Boom, get rid of it. And now you're at $2,200 a month. You're not spending anymore like you were on a regular basis. And you add gas, and you add utilities, there's, let's say, another $500 a month. Now you're at $2,700 a month. You're not spending on basic needs, okay? Because when you work on a ship, you live on board, so your housing is taken care of. There's no utilities. You don't need a car, okay? And then food on board is free. So I don't know, if you're a single person, what do you spend to go out to eat and groceries a month? $400 or $500 a month, right? So now we're at like $3,200 a month that you're not spending on just basic stuff. And so you can see that if you make $3,000 a month and you're not paying for any of the normal things in life, that money goes really far. Because when you're living on board, all you're paying for is things you want to do in port, and maybe, a couple bills maybe you have back at home. But other than that, it's a real opportunity to save a lot of money. So let me just say, sometimes people get a little discouraged at the numbers initially when they hear them. But like I said, if you play your cards right, you can stretch that money extremely far. I remember on my very first contract, I was a bass player in the show band on Royal Caribbean. And the guitar player who would sit next to me, he had been doing ships for about 4 years. And he was diligent, he saved his money. And back then, I mean, gosh, the pay was so much lower than it is now. But he was diligent, he saved. And after about 4 years of doing ships, he bought a house in cash. So there you go. I don't know many other jobs that allow you to save in that kind of way because you do eliminate all your expenses. So hope this helped. And if you are looking for work on cruise ships and you're a performer, you're a musician, you're a comedian, you're a vocalist, you're a dancer, go ahead, visit our website, warshawentertainment.com. We review every application that we get. And if it's a fit for you and it's a fit for us, this could be the start of something new for you. Thanks.